So another aspect of creativity is its childlike innocence. You see, why child is so full of joy? Because he's looking and touching everything. And his eyes are wide open and keep staring at your face that what is this? He's seeing more than you ever see into your face. Because for him, every touch, every sound is full of joy. And what we miss is that time of childhood. We know inside when it was heaven. The lost kingdom is in us. But try kingdom today, immediately the thoughts will come in. Oh, wars are going on. Oh, has to be done. That has to be done. And you will again miss it. Exploration of the new, or having the courage to expose yourself to the new, is being creative. You are saying, I do not know, show me, and be ready for new forms of you coming out of you. And that is the real spiritual challenge. Surrendering to the new is real surrender, not surrendering to some concept. As long as the concepts help you to come in touch with the new, the present, and see where the new is guiding to new forms, that is the true spiritual journey. And good thing about it is that when you're surrendering like this, you become good in both spiritual and material. Look at it. Who has defined our culture till now? All the civilizations you look, all the creative people who create paintings, art, other people, ordinary people, they lived off the merits of those creators, lived and ate, shat, fucked, and died. But creative people really suffered. And that is why the suffering, why we are not creative. Now, this is a very important question, why we are not creative. I will explain it in a way that it is related with suffering and it is also related with addictions. You see, you will see around the world, artists becomes addicts. As I was telling you that non-creativity is thinking. When you are creative, you are feeling more than normal people. Because you can be creative only when you are not thinking but feeling the life. Then you feel its flows. But then around us is hell going on. You start to feel everything about people, about situations. And for that, you have to shut yourself off. So don't judge people who are smoking or taking drugs because you are doing the same. You have shut down yourself from suffering. Hence, you are not sensitive. Hence, you are not creative. Isn't it so simple? People wonder why I am not creative because you're afraid of suffering. Because suffering is a consequence of sensitivity, and sensitivity is the consequence of creativity, and creativity is a consequence of life, of pure power. So we cut the cord of suffering, we start to shut ourselves down from the suffering, then you will see you're becoming insensitive. And that's why even spiritual process from people, for people, become a non-creative process. If you look at Krishna, his whole life was a celebration. We think he did politics, he did that. No, he was just being creative. He was just creating. He would see a human being or a woman, he is creating her because he's present with her. And he's standing with Arjuna, he is just with him and really forming him with his river, not forms. So basically, being spiritual means a courage to be new. And that's what creativity is. And it takes lots of guts to look at your girlfriend or wife or the somebody you know as new. Because it's not for nothing. Jesus said, love thy neighbor. Because why we should love our neighbor? He's our neighbor. We're good to him. No, that is the one you hate most because that's where you have gathered too many thoughts about. That's why you need to be taught to love the obvious and the ordinary. And it's not obvious and the ordinary, it is extraordinary. It's like a flame which is burning new and new and new. It's my struggle also every day with people's stagnation and they're wanting to repeat, expecting from you the same again. And actually, that is the place where you are asked to, by life, to see what you trust really. At the core, Your submission to that game. I am not saying rebel and drop the job or something. Your submission as an energy to, yeah, this is like this, I have to compromise. And that's where the hell enters. But if you do not submit, you maintain your clarity that this is bullshit, but I have to do the work. And you keep on trusting who you are. And whenever you try to tell people about these new things, they will not agree. Because I have seen, you must have seen, whenever you try to tell somebody something, they disagree, not because they don't see the point. Their ego won't let them admit that, yes, you are right. It's very hard. But actions, nobody can deny. When I came to Rishikesh in the beginning, before that in Goa, I used to talk a lot to people about philosophy. Nobody would listen. But when I came to Rishikesh, I started to carve stones. And within 2, 3 days, 6, 7 Israelis, 4, 5 Indians, 2, 3 British people came. They said, we also want to do it. And then they were listening to me what I was saying. Because action, who you are, the greatest courage, and there is to let it show into your action, not into your words. And that inspires the others. Because if you just throw words, people have no trust for the words because their animal is not touched. You're touching their social rat inside, but not their lion, which they are sitting on. So your action, how you interact, and all that. And of course, you can't think that all this can come easy because when you're going to burn, you're going to hurt also. Osho was a creative thinker. Look, he got killed and he pissed off Indian government. He pissed off everybody around the world because he burnt all the garbage. And look, which artist, authentic artist, has an easy life. That's why people don't want to be creative because it's a constant struggle. But the interesting thing is, if you don't have struggle, you won't become an artist. Because in that friction, all the great artworks came when the artist went through suffering or sickness or something. Look at biographies, 90% are their best works come out when they go through some kind of challenge, intense suffering. Van Gogh and this and that. They were going through inner turmoil. And that created so much light, it illumined, it shows its light into their artwork. But look at the artists who are very successful are making paintings, but their art does not have that brilliance. It may be a good decorative painting, but it won't touch your soul. So, as I said before, that your everyday ground is your battle or playing field. I cannot tell you that when football comes from this side, then you move like this. When football comes from this side, you will see in the football ground. Sometimes people want instructions. Okay, I want to cross the road. I want to drive the car. Tell me what to do if truck is coming. Tell me how to train myself if suddenly a cycle appears. There, you trust your fire, your creativity, and see what needs to be done. Because life is so varied and new, you have to keep discovering with each new challenge a new aspect of you. Make sense?
Shri Ramachandra